All right, hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to day 3. I can simplify rational expressions. So today, we're adding on to our factoring from the previous days. So things that you've seen before. The first one, factoring, divide out any GCF from each term in the numerator and denominator. That was stuff we were doing in class. That's when you take a 2 out of both parts in the numerator, or an x from both parts in the denominator. Okay, then factor the numerator and denominator into binomials. So this is where we're adding on today, and divide common factors from the numerator and denominator. Okay, so for example, let's say you have x squared minus 3x minus 10 over x squared plus 6x plus 8. Okay, so with this, we have to see if we can first find a GCF. Is there any GCF in the top? No. Is there any GCF in the denominator? No. Okay, so then we have to factor into binomials. Okay, so the binomials have two terms because these are starting as trinomials, actually quadratics because they have second power. Okay, so remember how to factor. What multiplies to get negative 10? That adds to negative 3. So hopefully you see that that's negative 5 and 2. Okay, so the top, x minus 5 times x plus 2. Okay, I'm writing it above, so that's what that factors into. The bottom, what multiplies to get 8? That adds to 6, 4 and 2. Okay, so x plus 4 times x plus 2. Okay, now we look and we see if there's anything we can cancel. Okay, so this is part 3, divide out common factors. They both have an x plus 2. So our final answer, and usually I'd write it right above or right below, but I don't have much room. We have x minus 5 over x plus 4. Factors nicely. Remember, we can't cancel those x's because they're not common factors for each term, okay? All right, let's look at another couple of. All right, so 2 more. So let's say we have x squared plus 3x plus 2 over x squared plus 7x plus 10. All right, so how does the top factor? Okay, what multiplies to get 2 that adds to 3? Oh, that would be 2 times 1. Okay, 2 and 1. All right, so usually I'd write it on top. I don't have a lot of room to write on top. So x plus 2 times x plus 1. Okay. Okay, on the bottom, what multiplies to get 10 that adds up to 7? Oh, that's 5 and 2. All right, so then we've got x plus 5 times x plus 2. Those cancel, those x plus 2's, and we're left with x plus 1 over x plus 5. Okay, one more we're going to look at together. So let's say we've got x squared minus 64 over x squared minus 16x plus 64. Okay, do you remember this difference of perfect squares? That's the top part. That difference of perfect squares, whenever we had 2 perfect squares, like x squared and 64, we had to figure out how did the middle term drop out. And it perhaps has been a while for some of you. But remember, that factors into x plus 8 times x minus 8. So we find the square root of both of those, and there's one is a difference and one is a sum. Okay, as opposed to the bottom one, what multiplies to get 64? That adds to negative 16. Okay, 64. That'd be -8 and -8. So we've got x minus 8 times x minus 8. Okay, remember, only one of those -8s can cancel. Okay, so our final answer is x plus 8 over x minus 8. We can't cancel anything from those. Okay, they don't have common factors, so we just leave it. All right, I'm going to give you one to try. Here it is. You try. Okay, and answer and ask any questions. Bring those questions tomorrow. X squared minus 4x minus 5 over x squared minus 3x minus 10. All right, you try to factor that, simplify it, and again, bring any questions you have to class. Have a super evening.